Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League's Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two tough games in the league, away against Farnborough, and our last game of the season is at home against Hemel Hempstead. Both sides challenging for the playoff places, so both of these games are going to be tough. But we have secured survival. We're 7 points clear with only the six available, well, three available for most, but we've got a game in hand, plus obviously the game against Hemel Hempstead. If by some miracle we do manage to win both, we could finish as high as 14th, but we're pretty much sorted now. We know which players are staying, we know which players are going. We brought in a couple of emergency lows for left wing back, but I've decided to change the tactic just for these last few games, just to try something a bit different again. And we had a very interesting game against Hampton and Richmond last time out. Obviously, we changed the formation, like I say, after a run of poor results. Again, just the one win since the last episode, which was against Eastbourne Borough. We won by 2 goals to 1, and after that, it's just been a bit of a downward hill again. But we lost 4-3 against Hampton and Richmond with the 4-2-3-1 setup. But we looked dangerous. I mean, we scored 3 goals. Chukwuemeka back scoring again with 2 goals there. And Jonas Makuna has come into the side to play in behind Chukwuemeka as the shadow striker. And it's not something I've ever used before. We'll see how it gets on. He has got a deal until next year as well, so it could be something that we look to make use of going forward. But he's a good finisher, reasonably quick, good fitness and strength as well. And he's got a good work rate, so I think it will certainly suit him to play in that role. Hopefully, we can continue a little bit on from that Hampton and Richmond game, but we do need to focus on a little bit more defensively. In terms of contracts as well, Jay Fulston will not sign a new deal. He's said that he's too good for the club, and to be quite honest, I agree. So unfortunately, he will not be staying. It looks like, although since securing our position in the league next season, we have not actually re-offered him a contract. So could be something that we look into again, but we will see. Um, Other than that, though, form's been reasonable. We've not done too bad overall, and it's just we yeah, we've just got to see out the season, and then we can look to build for next season. So going into this game, bit of rotation again. We're trying to figure out how we want to play. Really, we've confirmed that Zach Smith, Lloyd James, and Lee Lucas are all going to leave the club as well in the summer. Um, they're struggling to keep up with the pace of how we want to play as well, and Lloyd James is just starting to decline as a footballer. So it makes sense for us to replace them. So we've got Kowalczyk in goal with Fulston, Benjamin, Roberts and Winstanley at the back. James and Smith the midfield pair with Allen, Makuna and Chamberlain in behind Agho. Bit of a change for Agho, really. Um, he's one of the players that are going to be leaving, basically. We're just going to give him a bit of game time today. And we're rotating, obviously, there's nothing really for us to play for, but it gives the players an opportunity. And if we can find a way of getting this system to work for us. Obviously, we can start to bring players in that fit the system as well. If we choose to play with this setup from the start of next season, then obviously we'll have a little bit of structure going forward, but it will be tough nonetheless. Turner here with the goal kick for Farnborough, looking for ball, knocks it back to Owusu-Gima, who I think we actually had him at the start of last season's Sunday League Champions League, if I remember rightly, the right back. And here is Pendlebury now into Cullen. Young, managing to get there ahead of Winstanley. He holds on to it, gets the cross in. Overton is in the penalty area. We don't clear it, and there is the goal. Straight away, 10.5 minutes in, and we're not getting into tackles. But I've found that when you get stuck in games, you get too many bookings and or red cards and give away penalties, etc. So it's hard to balance it really. Akol lays it back to Chamberlain. He just about keeps hold of it. Lays it back to Lloyd James into Zach Smith. Now Winstanley. Chance for him to get the ball in, and Jobson does well to clear. Roberts picks it up, finds Lloyd James. Decent spell of attacking play from us here. Zach Smith into Chamberlain. And again, we just lose out at the vital moment. And Turner, the Farnborough goalkeeper, looks set to clear. Can we win the header? Lloyd James does well, finds Makuna, who loses out. Pendlebury knocks it forward into Cullen. And we've got players around him, but no challenge is being put in. He's just run straight through and he puts it wide. But that is poor again defensively. But again, if we get stuck in there, potential of a yellow card and maybe even something worse. Here's Young. Completely doing us on that side. There's the header, and again, just over the bar. And we look more dangerous, but we look so much more vulnerable defensively. The two players that we've got in midfield, by the way, are in defensive midfield positions as well. It's not like they're further forward, so it's proven to be a little bit difficult. But because they're in defensive midfield, Farnborough in central midfield are having more space because they're playing with normal central midfield players. But again, we're trying to find a balance with it, and we'll have to see where we end up. Roberts getting in there to make the challenge, and McCuna a heavy touch, and Pendlebury winning possession back, and this is Davis now. Moving down the right-hand side, still going here, Davis. Opportunity for him to get the cross, and he does so. Cullen is free, and Kowalczyk came charging out there. He's not even on the sweeper-keeper mentality, and he completely misread it, and we're 2-0 down. Don't get me wrong, I know we're just setting up for next season now, but it'd be nice for us to just show a little bit more in these last few games. Ball swung in, and it's 3. Jack Ball with the header. We're getting absolutely mullered here. We looked good against Hampton and Richmond. I know we lost 4-3, but at least we looked reasonably aggressive in our attack. Here's Winstanley into Smith. Now James, back to Smith again. Back into Lloyd James. Plays it in. McCuna again. It's just poor passing in the final third. And now Overton charging forward, and Farnborough are going to score a fourth here, I think. We're not getting anywhere near them. And there's the fourth. I mean, that is absolutely shocking defending. We're going to berate the team because this is absolutely embarrassing. 4-0 in less than half an hour. We have secured a contract for next season, by the way, so there's literally nothing for us to play for. But we have got a lot of work to do, haven't we, with this squad? I mean, I am trying this system just to see if it helps. Agho, with only his 3rd goal of the season, pulls one back for us, but I mean, we aren't getting back into this. Farnborough challenging for the playoffs, of course. This has been a shocking performance. It was a good delivery from Fulston, just to swing it into the far post. Agho did well with the header, just knocked it down into the ground, and it was a very simple finish in the end. But at 4-1, yes, at least we've given some kind of account of ourselves. We have looked better going forward, but defensively, without having 5 at the back, it's just left us too open, and it doesn't work for us. And I'm not really sure how we can get the balance right, because if we have 5 at the back, we lose a man in midfield, and then we'll still get overrun. So it's quite difficult. Here's Jane Allen into Roberts, back to Benjamin now, into Roberts again. Again, not really a lot of support. He manages to play it into Chamberlain, who knocks it back to Benjamin. Roberts manages to swing it in. Allen's there at the far post, and it's back to 4-2. Jaheim Allen with his 2nd goal of the season. He's the 18-year-old. He's not played too many matches, but yeah, he's done well there, to be fair. He made the run at a good time. Roberts swinging it in. It was a good delivery, to be fair. And we're back to 4-2. At least we're giving some kind of account of ourselves, but obviously we conceded 4 against Hampton and Richmond in this formation, and we've conceded 4 again, and Kowalczyk is not doing particularly well at the moment. Here is Young into Norval Williams, back to Young. Swings it in toward the far post. Overton was challenging, but Benjamin nods it out, only as far as Davis. It's a poor header, and Overton back to Davis again. Fulston loses out in the penalty area. Why aren't we just clearing it here? Zach Smith in the end does so, and there's no one up there trying to make the challenge. And Ball just holds on to it. And Owusu Gimya into Davis now. This is so poor. We're not closing them down at all. And there's the goal. That is absolutely shocking play. Down that left-hand side, we've done nothing there to try and stop the attack. And it's 5-2 now. And yes, we've got back into it a little, but it's embarrassing. Kowalczyk rating a 5. You know what? I don't do this very often, but Kowalczyk's coming off. This is unacceptable from our goalkeeper. Winstanley's had a shocking game as well. We've got no other right back. And Benjamin, who can play right back, he's on a yellow card as well. But Ed Harris can come on for Winstanley, who's rated as 6 today. Chamberlain's been shocking, as is our midfield. We'll get Chukwuemeka on for Chamberlain out wide. And just fire the boys up a little bit and hope that we can just G them up. Oh my God, we've missed a header in the midfield, and Cullen's just walked around Stewart, and it's 6. This is absolutely shocking. Obviously, four at the back is not going to work, is it? We've got quality in our defence, and we're being made to look extremely rubbish. I know we've got to rebuild for next season anyway, but today is a big eye opener. It's really not happening. And to concede 10 goals in 2 matches is unacceptable at any level. Lloyd James with a chance here with a free kick, swings it in, Chukwuemeka nods it in, and Zach Smith scores from a follow-up header, but offside given. Annoyingly, not that it matters, but that is absolutely unacceptable. There's no pressure on us, so we should be doing better than that. I mean, Hemel Hempstead we've got next, and they're still fighting for a playoff place. Oh, great. So Jack Stewart came off the bench and he's immediately got injured. So that's that. Youth candidates can all come in. We'll evaluate them as well. But that was not good at all. And there's only a couple of days to go until the game against Hemel Hempstead. Hopefully we can perform a little bit better than that. But we have got work to do for next season. That is for sure. Okay then, guys, here we go for the last game of the season. At home to Hemel Hempstead, like I say, they're fighting for a playoff place. We just need to perform a lot better, don't we? And a couple of our youth players are coming into the side for today's game. We'll just give them some game time, see what happens. So Washak gets his debut in at left back. Mitchell, who has come through, he is going to get his debut in the attacking midfield in behind Chukwuemeka. And Morgan plays his last ever game for the club. We're going to be releasing him. He's not good enough. And he has got some quality, but again, he's not going to get regular game time. So again, bit of rotation. I'm expecting a heavy defeat today again, to be quite honest, with that starting 11. But we've got opportunities there for a couple of youth players. We'll see how they get on. Like I say, nothing to play for, so we'll just give them an opportunity. So we'll stick with the 4-2-3-1 again just for today's game. We've lost our last 4 matches. It's probably going to be our last 5. But, you know, we've got to have a look and see where we can build for next season. And I think, to be honest, it's going to go back to that 4-3-3 again. I know we've been poor in every formation for the most part, but I think having the 4-3-3 is going to be our best shout, to be honest. And I think if we set things up in pre-season and then stick with it, we're just going to have to see how we get on. But we need to add quality rather than quantity of players as well. We need depth for sure, but I think having quality is going to be more important. Dylan Morgan launching it forward, nowhere near any of our players, and Ajay picks it up into Kennedy. Now Quam looking over the top for Williams, swings it in. Whitaker's there, and luckily takes a deflection and goes out. Whitaker, incidentally, has got nearly 40 goals this season, so if we can keep him quiet, we'll do extremely well. Williams swings it in. We managed to get it clear with Chukwuemeka, but Williams picks it up again. Cuts inside, finds Kennedy. Now Judd into Ajayi. Good block. Quam and Kennedy again linking up. We're not even getting close to the ball, are we? And in the end, it comes to nothing but a very poor start. And at the moment, Hemel Hempstead are not going to get into the playoffs. And we're dropping down to 18th place. 50 points was the mark that I wanted, if you remember, at the start of the season. And by the looks of it, that's there or thereabouts what it's going to be. 49 points for Slough, Hamilton, Waterlooville, and Eastbourne at the moment. That is the benchmark. So I was right to get to the 50 points, but at 54 points, we've scraped by, really. Oh, my word. I mean, Ajay took the strike very well, but he was completely free on the edge of the area. We're going to have to revisit set pieces as well, I think. It's got to be something that we've got to really try and take advantage of. But we've not had a single shot at goal, and we're on an attacking mentality. And, well, and more attacking mentality. We're going to take Mitchell off. He's not done well, to be honest. Lloyd James can come on for him. I think, to be fair, we'll bring Aggo on and drop Chukwuemeka down to that left-hand side. Morgan can play in behind Aggo. And yeah, we'll just see what happens in the second half. Martin Mitchell making his first team debut, didn't really do a lot. Lee Lucas, oh my word, hitting the crossbar from that distance. That was a brilliant effort from him. And finally, we've had a shot at goal. And from the resulting corner toward the near post here from Bogdan Marian. In it comes. It's gone a little bit too far, really. And Hemel Hempstead get it clear. And Sodje is just charging away. Winstanley slowing the move down, but it's with the J. And a corner has resulted from their move. Williams swinging it in. There's the header. It's only just over. Kowalczyk, incidentally, conceding 10 goals in 2 games, but today he is our best player, rating a 7.1. Wasiak, who's the other youth player that came in at left back, he's rating a 6.3 at the moment. We've seen worse, it has to be said, but I think it's time to bring him off as well and see if we can get a bit more creativity from that wing back position. Fulston comes on for him. And I think, to be honest, we'll get Lloyd James on in there for Hazeman as well, who's been quiet. And see if we can create anything else. Here's Winstanley into Bogdan Marian. Plays it in. Ajay easily getting it clear. And again, we're just lacking that quality, I think. Some of the young players have had decent seasons. I mean, Bogdan Marian with 16 goals. He's done well. And he's only 18, 19. So chance for him to develop for sure. But we need extra quality for definite for next season. Here's Briscoe into Sodje. Moving down the left-hand side, swings it in toward the far post. Good clearance by Ed Harris. And Chukwuemeka volleys it further clear, looking for Agho, who couldn't get there. But now Dylan Morgan switches the play to Bogdan Marian. Why is he heading that back into the centre? He could have just controlled that. He had loads of time. And Briscoe with a strike. Luckily for us, it's gone over. But again, a poor decision there. This time from Bogdan Marian. I mean, we've made all our changes. And I think we're lucky not to have conceded so far. I mean, if we can grab a result out of this, it would be remarkable. Fulston here with a free kick, lofts it in. Agho's completely free at the far post, and he has made it 1-0 here. We are, at the moment, releasing Agho, but he scored a couple of goals here. That one was quite difficult from the position he was in, but he was completely unmarked. And it was a neat finish. So, 15 minutes to go, and we have a very unlikely lead here. Free kick, though, in a very dangerous position. And I've got a very bad feeling about this, looking at where it is positioned. Kowalczyk positioning himself well at the moment. And Whittaker, the top scorer in the division, with the strike. Good effort, and it's off the crossbar. Luckily, it goes over from that. But, I mean, I think, to be fair, if we win this game, we'll go up to 16th, maybe 15th, depending on goal difference. I'm guessing goal difference isn't in our favour after the last couple of games, but not too bad. Oh, yeah, we've only gone up to 17th. So we managed to win on the last day of the season. So a little bit of a positive there with this 4-2-3-1. But our defence all played out of their skins. And that's the kind of thing that we need to be doing regularly, boys. Easier said than done if the opposition are simply better than us, which, to be fair today, Hemel Hempstead were. We've cost them a place in the playoffs. So Worthing winning the title on the final day as well. Yeovil beat Dover, and Worthing actually only drew 2-2. A 92nd minute equaliser secured them the league title. That is a big, big result for them. And that is the end of our season. So, I mean, we can be reasonably happy in that, obviously, we've not been relegated. We've finished 9 points clear, but yeah, there's a lot of work to do at this football club. There's talks of potentially a takeover happening as well, but who knows? So Fulston is going to be leaving the club, potentially. He hasn't looked like even remotely signing a new contract. Wasiak is our only left back, 16-year-old centre back. We're not looking too bad overall. We have got a few options in there, but again, there's going to be players leaving. Right back, we've got Winstanley. We need another right back, really. Cora Roberts is going to be a cover at centre back. In terms of central midfield, we've kept Anton Rodgers for another year, and we've kept Hazeman. Smith and James will be leaving the club. In terms of wingers, we've got Hurlock and Allen at the moment. Makuna can play out wide as well, but Makuna I kind of want in that shadow striker position. Right hand side, we've got Chamberlain. We've also got Chukwuemeka and Marion who can play out there as well. And then striker wise, we're going to have Marion and Chukwuemeka as well. So we certainly need depth as well as quality. And then we'll just have to see how things develop. So come Monday, we've got transfer special and the opening game of next season. So we'll see how we get on over the summer, and hopefully we'll have plenty of news regarding transfers as we look to push on a little bit further next season. Hoping for more mid-table, I think. I think that is realistic, but it will be a tough challenge nonetheless. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.